We are live. Welcome to Blackwood Engage layout, and hopefully a better stream than we had yesterday morning. Thanks, Lee. Tell me, Lee, can you hear me okay? Cheers, Lee. Thanks very much for that. I did try to do a stream yesterday. I only do a stream probably about once a year. So yesterday the stream didn't exactly go right. There was various issues in that I hadn't actually set the webcam up correctly, hence the picture was a bit jumpy and it wasn't actually 100% fine. VSC, good afternoon. Can you hear me, VSC? Because you say, are you speaking? So can you hear me? Thank you very much, VSC. Good afternoon, Brian. How are you? Hopefully this is a better stream than yesterday morning. And good afternoon, Stephen. All the way from Edinburgh. Glad you could join me. So I have actually currently got 4 trains running on the layout. I will start a 5th train. Hi John, how are you doing? Yes, you finally caught. You didn't miss a lot yesterday, John. To be honest with you, I only do these live streams about once a year, and I had kind of forgotten how to set everything up. So I didn't have actually all the cables plugged in yesterday that should have been plugged in. Hence the reason the picture quality wasn't brilliant. But after having gone and read the instructions overnight, I thought, right, okay, yes, I did do a stream this morning, John, but that was supposed to be a private stream only my wife could see. But she wasn't able to pick it up, and then I realised that for some reason the laptop had decided to set it for the 13th. So I went back and changed it to today's date, but I didn't realise that it actually unchecked that it was no longer private and it was a public stream. So hence the reason I was rather shocked when I saw a couple of people making some comments to me. But this is now an official stream that I did set up. Now, what I've got running on the Helix lines, there are 2 HSTs running. There's one in the East Coast National Express livery, and the other one is the Flying Banana. And on the original layout, we've got a Pacer running. We've got a Class 56 with some network rail wagons, and we've got a good old heritage Class 101 DMU that's chugging its way around. So, what's everyone actually been up to on the individual layouts? There must be an Elven Home update due very, very soon, Stephen. I see, yeah, yes, he hasn't been doing anything at all. So Lee, you're working on your layout just now, and you're watching these trains chugging their way by. I think sometimes we spend so much time doing the scenery and all the other bits and pieces, we sometimes forget to actually run the trains. So it's actually quite good just to sit and watch the trains going by. Yeah, yes, Stephen, there will be quite a few wires in the control panel. Um, I know from experience of building these things, I'm quite sure that your control panel will be much better than my Keith Robinson concoctions I come up with. I'm sure it'll put my control panels to shame. Ah, Lee, so you've got two layouts now, one in the loft and one in the hobby room. Are they both double O gauge, Lee? Ah, I think I could only really cope with one layout. One N-gauge layout's enough for me. Hi Graham, how are you? I do like it when we see about three trains all in one go, passing one another. The question is, can we get all five trains into the one shot? Yes, John, that's probably quite a good tip to get the paracetamol ready. My one tip to you, Stephen, would be label all your wires. Um, because that will, if something goes wrong and you haven't labelled your wires and you open up your control panel, you'll wonder what wire goes where. So that'd be my one tip to you, is to label your wires so you know where everything goes. Brian, are you working? I think you are working really. I did catch one of your updates, Brian. So a fair bit of construction work going on in your own layout just now. Yeah, lots of work. This is a bit unnerving for me because I'm not actually in the middle of the layout. I'm actually sitting at a table in the corner of the room, watching everything that's going on my laptop, which is actually quite good. Just watching trains going round is actually really, really good. That's brilliant, Brian, that you've got one green line vehicle. It's always great when you get a line reconnected, you can test it, and you can see that everything actually does work. That's always a big bonus. Yes, Heathcote Electronics is excellent, Stephen. The guy was really helpful to tell me how to wire up my absolute aspect signal on the other side of the layout because it's got two root indicators on it, and I could not fathom out how you actually wired them up. And I thought he would maybe need to build a special board, but he came back and said, "Oh no, you simply use the mass sequencer." And when he set the sequencer up, he enclosed a hand-drawn map or wiring diagram to show how I would wire the two root indicators up so that they actually don't come on both at the same time, and they will in actual fact come on for the right route. It did take me the best part of a day, because I had to run quite a lot of wires back from the signal back to the actual mass sequencer itself, but it is actually working. That was, of course, before I dropped a lamp on top of the actual signal and decapitated the signal head, which wasn't actually terribly good. Hi, Donald. I see you've joined us. This is now the official actual stream. Yeah, Brian, Keyco electronics are really, really good. I highly recommend them. Now I'm just going to actually change and put a different train on, so I'm going to disappear under the layout for 2 or 3 minutes. Right, I'm back in the room. I have swapped over. The flying banana has taken a well-earned rest. Although I need to dive back under the layout because I see the next train up has decided to drop its load. Right, I am back. Hopefully this time the train doesn't decide to leave half of its load behind. Hi Anthony, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Gary, Settling Carlisle 68, good afternoon. Hope you're well. And there was somebody else here. We have somebody, I take that somebody from the Netherlands. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Sheedy. I thought Mr. Sheedy might make an appearance. Good afternoon. How's the weather over in the good old Ireland? Or should we say the Republic of Ireland? Watching Arsenal, are we? The weather is most moist, yes, Gary, how are we getting on with the new double O gauge layout? Hi, Mystic Railroad. Glad you could make it along. Yeah, Gary, it's not really the weather for outside woodwork just now. This is the kind of weather when you probably just want to watch the trains running. I haven't started on this layout here. I haven't done any more scenery wise. I'm having a little bit of a break from the scenery on the other side. I'll probably recommence with track painting because I still have some track painting to do and the ballasting. And once I have completed that, I have an idea as to one bit of the other side, what I think I want it to look like. Thanks, Mystic. Yeah, the camera's actually is actually sitting balanced on top of that back scene that you can see on the right hand side of the picture. I must learn how you actually put a second camera on so that I I've got a camera maybe pointing in slightly different direction, because obviously you still get these gaps. So despite the fact there are 5 trains running, you still get the gaps where the anything is happening. Whereas the Ernst ERS X Max 66. Now I'm going to dive back underneath the layer again. I'm going to change another frame, that East Coast HST. I'm going to bring that to stop, and I'll bring something else up from the lower fiddle yard. Sorry about that, guys. I actually had, for the very first time ever, I actually had a derailment on the helix. Um, well, it was me that caused the derailment. That class 66 Coolio GBRF wagons decided to uncouple at the very bottom of the other helix, and I tried to reverse the local back onto it, but probably derailed the wagon, so I've had to retrieve them. So you will see the class 66 coming up. It's now running the light engine, but there is, I think you'll find a Pendolino coming. Hi, Austin Valley. Nah. So where is the Errant class 66? I will have to swap a bit the couplings over onto some Hunt magnetic couplings. I see now I've got 7 people. Yes, John, for those between the local and the end wagon, I'm still using the Rapido couplings, but for some, well, you know yourself when you use these Rapido couplings, sometimes it can work and it can be absolutely fine, other times they're a bit of a pain in the backside. So, hi Valley, hope you're well. The Pendolino, John, is, I don't want to say it's behaved itself because that's, while it's running, that's tantamount to inviting disaster. But no, to be fair, it has actually been running pretty smoothly. I did use it to test the new track on the other side when I moved the crossing, and it has touch wood, it's never actually derailed on any of those. I'm just actually watching the back through the lower fiddle yard that's behind me. But no, it does seem to be behaving itself. It is a cracking model, John. The Pendolino. It does look the part when it comes round, skips round these lines, and obviously, I mean, it does go on the, if you like, the original layout. It can be swapped over, and it doesn't look out of place because obviously, technically, the original layout is now a bit longer because I obviously moved the other side of the layout out by about 7 or 8 inches. So it does go really well. Chicago Studios, hi, thanks for joining, and Roset, thanks for joining as well. Right, I'm just going to dive under the layer again, and I'll change probably some of the trees inside. Give me 5 minutes. Now that was a better changeover that time. I must say that pacer, I actually do quite like that pacer. Um, yes, that please, yes. Please hit the like button. Now when that class 66 that's running light down to the bottom of the other helix, I will bring something else up on the outer helix line. Right. Did I ever run double O scheme? Yes, back in my teenage days, I had a double O gauge layout in my parents' house, which I built up from the age of 9 when I got my first ever Triang Hornby train set, which was the Freight Master. And I had that until I was in my early 20s, and then um, I just stopped modelling. The layout was built. I couldn't do anything more with it, and I ended up I sold all the stuff, and then I had a break of over 20 years until I came back into the hobby in the early noughties, and I obviously size to N-gauge because the quality of N-gauge now is much, much better than it was when I was modelling way back in the 1970s, 1980s, etc. So yes, in answer to your question, I did model double gauge, and I actually still have some double gauge track. I do actually have a double gauge train set which could be put up. It's not a layout, but I could actually run double gauge if I wanted to. Now there is a very, very heavy freight coming up from the lower fiddle yard. Slowly making its way up the helix behind me. It's taking longer because normally if I was on the inside I'd obviously put more power to come up the helix and then essentially slow the train down when it gets to the level. But as I'm sitting out here, I've set it up just to crawl up the helix. In answer to your earlier question, John, that pendulum does appear to be behaving itself. It's actually quite a while since it's actually run up the inner helix lines, so it's actually quite good to see it behaving itself. And here comes the heavy freight. Double-headed class 90s. And I do see you have a box that I need to put back. There's a bit askew. Must have been knocked. Yeah, both class 90s are actually weathered. They've been weathered by TNC, and they fitted on one of them. They fitted all the pipes, etc. So it does actually look really, really impressive. If I remove the back seam that is on the right hand side of the picture, if I remove that and I'm actually sitting where I am just now, I'm basically sitting behind that back seam, and you see the two class 90s coming up and along. It does look pretty impressive. I will just go and fix that box before it decides to fall off the next time round. Right, that's the empty box put back on the back of the Freightliner. I think, to be honest with Stephen, that's probably the maximum load that I could probably get up. the helix. Although having said that, uh, I've never actually used any of the Revolution Class 59s, and they are actually heavier than obviously the Class 90s. The Class 90s are actually they're weighty enough, but certainly one Class 90 wouldn't actually pull that length of train up the helix. But the good thing is that they actually do work in pairs. There is another guy that's on TikTok who is actually he drives them and he did do a lot of videos telling you all about them and explaining why they are actually double-headed. So the fact that they're double-headed is actually prototypical and it suits obviously for pulling that length of train up. I do know that my Parish Class 66, it will actually pull those that same length of train up on its own. So the Class 59 or Class 56 and 59 from Revolution, I'm pretty certain it'll probably make mincemeat of a train of that length because they are so much heavier than even the Parish 66s. So we will I could probably do an experimentation at some point and see whether I could actually add something else on. But it does look quite impressive when you see this length of train coming through. It does look relatively, well, steel length probably. I hope everyone is enjoying this eclectic mix of traction that I'm having the layout. And can I just check that the picture quality is okay? And the sound that you can actually hear me. I could be babbling away in the background here and maybe none of you can actually hear me. Thanks, Donald. Brilliant. How's your own layout getting on, Donald? What stage are you at? Much better than watching Arsenal. I take it Arsenal are not maybe not playing too well today. Is that right, Paul? I'm not a football fanatic, so um, it kind of goes over my head. Right. So you can hear my dulcet tones. Oh, it's a horror show. I won't. I won't. I won't ask what's happened, Paul. Now, I think the next big model rail show is probably Model Rail Scotland, which is the end of next month, believe it or not. So I know two people that will probably be going to Model Rail Scotland. That'll probably be Donald and Stephen, and I should be there myself. Hello, Willow Creek Industrial Spur. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing? So, John, it's getting close now, just finishing the absolute aspect ground signals. Seriously thinking. I could imagine. There's actually a new exhibition taking place in Scotland this year. It's the Festival of Scottish Railway Modelling, which is actually taking place in the first half of June, and that's going to take place at the Braehead Arena in Glasgow. Now, I think I might be right in saying that it's actually the Paisley Model Railway Show that normally is held in December. I think they are actually, whether they are moving their show from December through to early June or the first half of June. But it seems to be, from what I can see, it seems to be quite a big show. Uh, yes, Steve, so you're away. Are you, can I, Steve, are you going to the Perth show, which is at the end of June? I don't know, I don't think you always go to Perth, can, if I can remember. Yeah, Donald, the Perth show is really, really good. I always think it's quite a very, very friendly show. The only side is in the Jewel Centre, if it's good weather, inside it's like an oven. It is so, so hot. But I believe this will probably be the last year that we can hold it at the Jewel Centre, because I think the Jewel Centre in Perth is actually being demolished. Yeah, I did like that view there of the pacer going between the two Network Rail trains there. Ah, that's interesting, Stephen. So a smaller show, they only have one stall. Well, interestingly, I'll be at MRS on the Friday, and I think I might be wrong, but I think Stephen and Donald probably go on the Friday as well, and I think there's also Tony from the Heritage Line. I think he very often goes to Friday. So there may be quite a few of us actually there on the Friday. Which reminds me, I need to actually book that day off um, when I go into work tomorrow. My wife did actually remind me. Right. Thanks, Ryan, and thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed seeing things trundle round blackwoodngauge layout. We'll catch you soon. Thanks, Ryan. No doubt we'll speak in some other stream very shortly, very soon. Yeah. Hopefully we can meet up, Stephen, along with probably some of the others, Donald, Matt, etc. It's always good to have an old chin wag at the Motor Railway exhibition. Yeah, good to meet up, Stephen, definitely. Yeah, I can see the sort of start of almost a YouTube meetup here. Right, I think I'm going to change the trains again, so bear with me while I dive back into the layout again. Yeah, John, it's pretty. We can't get you to come up to Model Rail Scotland, but it is a bit of a trek from where you're actually based. It's not really as though you can get a direct train, so you have to travel from Northampton to pick, obviously, an Avanti service coming up to Glasgow, and then it's a good number of hours from there. Yeah. So you're already booked for the NEC in November. That's what I call forward planning, Stephen, definitely. Yes, a slight camera malfunction. I've actually got my first train failure. The zoomer has decided to stop near the top of the helix. So I am not going to try and retrieve that while all the other trains are going. And when I was checking, I actually accidentally knocked the camera, so that's why. Am I planning to go to get? Yeah, hopefully I will come down to Gates in October, John. So yeah, so hopefully if you're there, we can meet up. As we've done, I think, the last couple of years. Right, I'm just actually looking. I have where Gates. It's down Milton Keynes. That's where Gates is. It's in the Marshall Arena at Milton Keynes. Right, I'm just coming up to 1 hour and 5 minutes. A very quick 1 hour and 5 minutes when you're running all these trains. So I'm actually going to end the stream. I've enjoyed running these trains. Just unfortunately, the Azuma decided just to fail at the very end here, and I'll now have to extricate it from the actual helix. How I'm going to do that, I'm not quite sure, because it's never failed before. So that's going to be some fun to get it out the helix. But I'll slowly stop all the other trains and put them back into their beds. But many thanks for everyone who has joined me for the last hour. And we will no doubt either meet in streams, other people's streams, or on commenting on other people's videos. But as I say, don't end the stream now, and many thanks for joining me. Night from the Growler. Bye.